Alright. Can I see this? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, your marker, son.
Now you trying to talk like me.
Your marker.
You want to be like me so bad, son?
Alright,
So big, little bit.
really quickly. Couple of rules moving forward. Do you see the blues, the pinks, the purples? Leave those markers on the boards. Take the browns, the oranges, the light greens. These are the ones that are easy to see on the board. Notice how the orange is a little bit harder to see. The green is almost impossible to see. You can do the greens and the oranges really easily on the desk and be able to make them work. But leave these darker colors for me to write on the board. Thank you.
What about red?
Does that make sense?
Sure.
You can use the red as well.
I like red.
Okay, so just as a rule for the future, I want to make sure that y'all can see what I write on the board easily. But let's start talking about this. Terrence, can you check to make sure there's a red light on the camera? I think I started recording. Is it blinking?
Hold on,
all right,
we're
good.
Let me see.
There's a blinking red light.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard to figure out. Like,
I was low-key trying to find the off button.
you should leave it on so that you could watch these later to learn something. It's this weird thing. All right, so listen, guys. I need y'all to hear me clearly on this. I've already taught this lesson twice in my Algebra 2 class because they needed refreshers on this as well. All right. I need you to pay attention when I start the problem, when what's called a launch to the task. You, as a class, spent way too much time not having a single clue what to do because you did not listen to the directions. The math is going to be challenging. It should be challenging. If you're not being challenged, you're not growing and learning. Okay? I actually had to talk about that with a student in my first block today. She actually got emotional to the point where I had her stay after class and she was crying. But I had that conversation with her. I was like, I need you to understand, struggle is good. I go to the gym every single morning. I start class at 5:30. If I don't leave the gym hurting, then I've done something wrong. Not in a bad hurt, but if my muscles don't ache, then I've done something wrong because that means I didn't get stronger. What was the point of going? If you are sitting here and your brain isn't struggling a little bit, then I'm wasting your time. The whole point is to struggle, to make our brains hurt so that we can grow and learn. You are all capable of amazing things when it comes to thinking. You are. That is why I teach and why I'm not still in civil engineering. But you have to put in that time and effort. But you can't even get to the problem if you don't pay attention to what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to have trouble. I get that. But if you'd have paid attention from the very, very beginning, you would know what are we trying to show about every pair of equations in column A. That they're equivalent. That was it. Bless you. What are some of the things that you should think about to show that they are in fact equivalent? Jaden, what property did you use? He did not use distributive. What property did you use for your problem? The commutative property. Dee, what is one property we can use? The distributive property. What are some other properties we can use?
Commutative.
Already said distributive.
Commutative.
Already said commutative. Hold on. Raise your hand if you want to share.
A property of equality.
Thank you, Anna. A property of equality, right? These are things we want to notice because if you had slowed down and thought for a second, here's the thing. Hey, Gabe, I need your eyes up here. All right, I need your eyes up here. And I get that it'd be much easier if I had just said, hey, use the commutative property to prove these are equivalent. But if I tell you to do that, are you then thinking? No. I'm actually robbing you of an education if I'm not asking you to think. I'm leaving you with a problem, yes, but that's a problem that you can then figure out. And when you think, that's when you're going to grow and learn. I need you to understand, there are most of us that are probably not going to use math this kind of math for the rest of our lives. Thinking, though, which is the foundation of all math, that thinking will always be useful. The critical analysis, the looking for patterns. Okay? So let's see, group 7. Did someone in your group, Jalen, that's your group, did someone in your group have problem 1? No, I did that one with you.
I did too.
You did, but I did that one kind of also with you. Let's do this. Group 3, did someone have problem 1 for y'all?
Yup.
Okay, who did have a group that had problem 1? Rose? And y'all did as well? Okay.
You got problem 1.
Ari did have problem 1? Why'd you lie to me, Ari? I already
I didn't
called
say I
that.
didn't. I just didn't say nothing.
Yeah, your silence was a lie. I asked who had it, and you were like, nah, not me, Mr. Kenny. Don't look at me. All right. Ari, what did you do? And please listen. You personally only had to do 1 within your group. That means you either need to get out a blank sheet of paper. You as a group had to do all 4, but you only had to do 1 within your group. You should have out a blank sheet of paper that you can put with this task or the task out to take notes. Terrence helps have our head up and pencil in hand. Right? We need to take notes about this so that we have notes to study and notes to use on homework. I'll go ahead and tell you, this is lesson 7. I'll be giving you your next set of homework that goes with this lesson that'll be due next Thursday. So you need to have notes on a sheet of paper, which means you need that paper out, London. Get the paper out, or get a blank sheet of paper. Mr. Kinney, stop making me do work. Too bad. That's my job. I know, but get a sheet of paper out. Trust me. Alright. Not that good. You have 4 classes a day, you can get stuff. Alright. What could I do here to show that these equations have the same solution? Alright. Listen and pay attention to this. We want to note that in number 1, we can use the distributive property. If I distribute this 4, I get 16 equals, what's 4 times 9? 36. 4 times negative x? Well, minus 4x, right? Have I had to solve this equation out? No. Have I shown that these equations are equivalent?
Yes.
So what do I know about them?
They equivalent.
Okay, but equivalent equations have the same
Solution.
same solution, right? Because I know that they are equivalent, because all I do is use a distributive property, I know they have the same solution. And I've talked about this with multiple groups. Looking at column B, what does it look like might have happened to this 9x to get 14x, Rose? It looks like they added how much?
9.
Nah.
How much did we add?
5.
Had 9, we added
5.
5x, is how we got 14x, right? So I just add 5x and I'm done?
No.
No?
Plus your 4.
Subtract it.
Say again?
Subtract the 5.
Well, I just added 5x.
So you can't
That's all
So
you
what do I need to do over here?
Oh, negative 5?
I need to add 5x as well, right? So then I would get 14x equals 10x plus 4. I need y'all to hear me very clearly on this. I see students do this all the time, whether you think that you do it or not. I'll see students just put 5x, and 5x cancels, okay, 14x equals 4. Is that what happened there?
Now.
Is that what, no.
No, it's not.
Because what are we supposed to be creating right
You have to
here?
add them. It's not a negative. Zero.
What do we need to, okay, we're trying to create a 0, so what do I actually need to do? Subtract. Oh, that would not be 14x, would it?
No.
This is why it's important that you pay attention to your properties of equality and creating your zeros. I see students accidentally just put a 5x and a 5x and they add them every single time, but then magically they just cancel here. No, if you add 5x, that's what you would get. Are these the same?
No.
No. So do they have the same solution?
No.
No. Right?
Right.
This is important, right? We have to pay attention to what we're doing. Are we creating a zero or not?
No.
Well, we were supposed to, they did not though. So these are not equivalent. Okay? So, Jalen, I think you did have number 2, didn't you? And I did not talk about this one with you.
Yeah.
How did you show that these were in fact equivalent?
He did -2 on both sides.
Just minus 2?
2x, yeah.
Oh, minus 2x. Brandon, why do you think Jalen subtracted 2x? Like, what happened from here to here that made him think to subtract 2x? Not sure? Okay. So, when we see something we're not sure about, we should probably ask a question. So, hey Jalen, why subtracting by 2x?
Because I had to get 3x.
Notice what he just said, Brandon, right here. He said, hey, I have a 5x, but I needed it to be a 3x. Well, 5x minus 2x is 3x, right?
Right.
Okay, there's my 3x. And more importantly, what I would have pointed out is this. See how 24 is the same? But what is this one missing? That 2x? And what is 2x minus 2x? 0. Right? That's why we did this. And I also want you to see that this is why the properties of equality are important and the inverses are important. Because tell me this, what's easier to work with? 5x equals 24 plus 2x or 3x equals 24?
5x equals 24.
That smaller equation is easier to find the solution for, isn't it?
Right.
When there's variables on both sides, when there's variables on both sides, it's hard to find the solution. But if I can create an equivalent equation that's smaller, man, that's going to make my life easier. Math is not made to make life harder. Math was discovered because there are patterns, and we want to make our lives easier by recognizing those patterns and naming those patterns. Okay? So are these equivalent?
Yes.
Do they have the same solution?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This one was tough. This 2b. Kyson, what did you end up doing in 2b to figure out that they don't have the same solution? Ooh. It's okay, look back up here. Because we were looking at this equation together. What did you tell me that we might be able to do to something here to get something down here? He multiplied by 2. What told you to multiply by 2? 9 times 2 is equal to 18. Right?
Right.
Okay? So that's looking pretty good. Can I just multiply the right-hand side by 2 though?
You gotta multiply both sides by 2.
You gotta multiply both sides by 2. Notice, this is probably what this student did. This is what I see students do all the time. Because what's 9 times 2? 18. What's 2 times 1/2?
1.
So that's 1x minus 8. But that is not correct. These would not have the same solution. Kyson, what's wrong here with this top one? Do you remember? Can anyone tell what's wrong with the top equation? What I did wrong? Say it again. It's not in parentheses. What I do to one side of the equation, I gotta do to the other side. Am I multiplying the entire left side by 2 right now?
No.
No? Now I am. But notice I would now need to distribute. And 2 times 1/2 is 1x, but what's 2 times negative 8?
8.
2 times negative 8?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. Are those the same?
No.
No. So would they give me different solutions?
Yes.
They would. And that's why we have to be careful. So notice up here we use distributive property. Here we used, what did we use here actually?
Yes.
We subtracted 2x, we subtracted 2x.
I forgot what it's called.
Distributive property.
Did we distribute?
Yes.
No.
Not right here.
Oh, yeah.
Did the order of things switch?
Order of operation.
Not order of operations?
Simplified.
Subtract distribution. There you go.
Subtraction property.
Subtraction property
Equality.
of, hey, just because y'all in the back doesn't mean I can't hear you. Stop talking, pay attention.
Alright, I got you.
Okay. Y'all, we got 6 minutes. I need your best attention right now. Okay, we're almost done going over this. Okay, I heard Rose saying this earlier, I think it was Rose, and I know a lot of you think like this regularly where you're like, whatever I do to one side, we have to do to the other. The mathematical term for that is property of
Equality.
equality. Because I want to maintain the equivalence. I want the equations to stay the same. So start to translate the way you say that. That's my properties of equality. Subtraction property of equality. Here, someone tried to use what?
That. Distribute.
The multiplication by 2.
Multiplication equality.
So the multiplication property of, there we go, so tried multiplication property of equality. If you misuse those properties, that same thing up here, right? They tried the addition property of equality. If you do those properties incorrectly, will you get the wrong solution, or you'll get the wrong solution, right?
Right.
That's why it's important to learn how to use these properties correctly. Okay, 4 more minutes, 3 more minutes, really. You can't wait 3 minutes? We'll end 1 minute early and I'll let you go then. What could I have done to this top equation to get the bottom equation? What could I have done to this bottom equation, or top equation? But do I have -6 right here?
Divide 3 on both sides.
Say that one more time.
Divide 3 on both sides.
Divide not by 3.
-3.
Divide by -3. Hey, y'all, stop and pay attention. You should still be taking notes. I don't know how you don't get this. If I'm telling you this stuff, I'm writing on the board. Pay attention, take notes. So I'm dividing by -3. So what am I using here?
Division property of
The
equality.
division property of equality. So do we have equivalent equations?
Yes.
Do they have the same solution?
Yes.
What property was used in number 4?
Division property of equality. Oh, right there, oh. Equality.
Jaden, what property did you use in number 4? Jaden, what property did you use in number 4?
I didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
Good afternoon, Hillcrest.
Thank
You
you.
which anime?
You see how the 3 minus x switched orders?
People who do too.
Yeah.
The
That's
first
a
anime club
commutative
meeting is
property.
going to happen on Tuesday, August 31st, after school from 3:30 to 5
What's
in
going
room
on Thursday?
209,
Okay.
Miss Lexus. Don't forget,
What?
we're doing Country Fire County House tomorrow, so
I have
dress
no
up
idea.
in your country garb. Do not share our food
Say game.
August 30th.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Result
Game.
400. Everything is here when you cry. Please take all parents to the front office and your
All right, damn, dude.
Next year, members of the club prior to spring of life are eligible to run
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
This
you.
will be the first year for girls volleyball. Getting the up-to-date physical to try out. And please keep that chat in the library. Trials will be held Tuesday, August 31st, and Wednesday, September 1st at 4 p.m.
Just so you know, I will be giving y'all new homework tomorrow on lesson 7, what we're working on right now. It will be due next Thursday. So y'all need to be prepared for that. If you're going to miss tomorrow, you need to be aware you will have homework that you should probably get started on. You may go to the bathroom. Matthew, can you use the restroom?
SAT will be given at Hillcrest on October 13th. Today deadline for registration is September 14th.
Let's look around the room.
And it's $20.
This one.
Any student who wants to join the Sea Club should visit the Sea Club page